What do you get when you mix jobs, trivia, and a pair of podcast hosts ready for a challenge? That's right, it's game time. Get ready to join the fun on this episode of Career Chats with Katie and Robin. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Robin.
Are you ready for another grab bag of jobs?
Yeah, I love these games. I love them.
Excellent. Okay, so the theme for today is engineering. These are all different types of engineers, and I want you to guess the salary because I love guessing salary. I think it's fun.
Oh, gosh. I hope I do well at this. You know, I did go to an engineering school.
Oh.
Even though I did not major in engineering.
So you better be an expert.
We'll see.
Okay, so number one is a nuclear engineer.
Oh, my.
So nuclear engineers research and develop projects or address problems concerning the release, control, and use of nuclear energy and nuclear waste disposal. Nuclear engineers typically work in office settings, but it may vary by employer. And most nuclear engineers work full-time. In 2021, there were just under 14,000 jobs. The job outlook is in decline at negative 11%.
Oh, man. Okay.
In my mind, it feels like this should be one of those jobs that's growing, but I guess not. What do I know? Not very much. This job, fun fact, like all the jobs today, typically only need a bachelor's degree to get started.
Oh, that's interesting.
So a bachelor's degree in nuclear engineering or a related field, and they typically do not need a license to enter the occupation. So what is the salary?
Oh my gosh, that's all I get. Okay. I'm going to think that probably all of these engineering jobs are quite high.
Probably higher than some of our other jobs we've done in the past.
So I'm just spitballing here. I'm going to go at least 90,000.
Okay, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. Respectable.
Okay.
The median annual wage for nuclear engineers in 2021 was just over $120,000.
Oh, I should have trusted my gut. I should have gone higher. I should have trusted my gut. I took it down.
That gut.
Okay.
So yeah, a nice salary for a bachelor's degree.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I also thought it would be increasing because I believe they use nuclear energy as part of some clean energy initiatives.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So we'll see how that goes over the next.
Yeah, we're going to need to find ourselves a nuclear engineer and get the inside scoop.
Yes. Full interview coming.
That's right. All right. Number two is an aerospace engineer. These are the type of jobs that I never, ever considered. So with the aerospace engineer, they design, develop, and test aircrafts, spacecrafts, satellites, and missiles. They typically work in an office setting, often using a computer. Most work full-time, and many work more than 40 hours a week. It's a big job. The number of jobs in 2021 was just under 60,000, and the job outlook is average, growing at a 6% rate. Like I said, all of these jobs only require a bachelor's degree to get started. So for this particular one, a bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering or a related field to enter the occupation.
That makes sense.
Aerospace engineers who work on projects that are related to national defense may also need security clearance.
Absolutely.
What's the salary?
So when I lived in Virginia, I actually had a friend who was an aerospace engineer. However, I never asked her, hey, how much do you make?
You didn't. That's so odd.
No, it never came up. She was indeed a rocket scientist. Wow. And I know quite a few people who live at NASA because of living near the DC area as well. But again, not all of them were engineers. Okay, but I'm going to go high. I'm going to go at least 150,000.
Okay. You overshot this time.
Oh, gosh.
It's at 122,000. So pretty comparable to our good friend, the nuclear engineer.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get the third one. Third time's the charm.
Okay. Third time's the charm. You got this. Number three is electrical engineer. Electrical engineers design, develop, test, and supervise the manufacture of electrical equipment. They work typically in industries, including research and development, engineering services, manufacturing, telecommunications, and the federal government. Electrical and electronics engineers generally work indoors in offices. However, they may have to visit sites to observe a problem or a piece of complex equipment. Compared to the first two jobs, there were a lot more electrical engineers in 2021, coming in at over 300,000 jobs. The outlook is growing, but slower than average at 3%. As we know, you need a bachelor's degree, and employers also value practical experience, such as an internship or participation in cooperative engineering programs.
Yes, the co-ops were very common where I went to college. You would go and do that as part of your senior year, or it was like a 5-year program or something like that. I was going to say electrical engineers are a lot more common than the first two. So since there's less demand, because there's so many, I'm going to go lower than the 120. So I'm going to say 100 on this one.
And you would be so on the money.
Am I?
$100,420 was the average in May 2021.
Oh, good.
Good job.
I liked to explain my thought process there.
And we love to hear it. Well, at least I do. I can't talk for everyone else. All right. Awesome. You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay. Job number 4 is a chemical engineer. Chemical engineers apply the principles of chemistry, physics, and engineering to design equipment and processes for manufacturing products such as gasoline, detergents, and paper. Chemical engineers typically work in an office setting or in laboratories. Mm-hmm. Most chemical engineers work full-time, and some work more than 40 hours per week. Number of jobs in 2021 was just under 27,000. But it is growing much faster than average at a 14% growth rate. To enter the occupation, chemical engineers typically need a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering or a related field. Some employers prefer to hire candidates who have gained experience in an internship or a cooperative education program, like we just talked about. Okay, so what is the salary?
Oh, man. Okay, so can you repeat how many jobs there were?
Just under 27,000. So not nearly as many as the electrical engineers.
Right. And how many aerospace engineers were there?
There were about 60,000.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go higher than the 120 this time. I'm going to do 135.
Oh, that's a great number. It's not accurate, but it's a great number. I'm sure some chemical engineers are making that much, right? But the median annual wage is 105,000.
Oh, okay. Color me surprised. Okay.
I know. Because, chemistry, physics, all that, you need to be smart to do that. So, and I wonder with these jobs where you only need a bachelor's to enter the field, my guess is there are lots of opportunities once you have a master's or a PhD to earn even more. I would imagine there's jobs out there, right?
Absolutely. You're going to make a lot more if you have a PhD.
For sure. For a bachelor's degree, it's still...
That's excellent.
Yeah. Okay. Job number 5 is a computer hardware engineer.
Oh, gosh.
So computer hardware engineers research, design, develop, and test computer systems and components. They typically work in research laboratories that build and test various types of computer models. Most work in computer systems, design services, and in manufacturing. The number of jobs in 2021 was just under 77,000. So still not nearly as many as the electrical engineers, but more than the other jobs. The job outlook is growing at an average rate of 5%, and they typically need a bachelor's degree from an accredited program.
Okay. So far, all these salaries have been good salaries. The computer thing is throwing me off, though, because I feel like that is very popular, the tech world.
Yeah, I'm surprised the number of jobs is as low as it is.
Yeah, it's throwing me off a little. I don't know whether to go high. I'm going to go lower than the aerospace engineer. Let's just throw it out at 110.
Okay, these are all great guesses.
Great.
The average was 128,000.
Oh, this was the best one.
This was the best one. So, yeah, but specifically, so I was looking for jobs in engineering that only required a bachelor's degree and that earned over 6 figures every year. So, and there were others I could have put on this list. So engineering, once again, if you are inclined to do it, has a great average salary across the board.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you did great.
Well, thanks.
I think you did great.
I feel like I didn't, but you're very supportive.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Once again, we will have links to all of these jobs in the show notes. You can learn more about them, and we hope you enjoyed it. We sure enjoyed sharing it with you.
Thanks.
See you next time. Career Chats is hosted by Katie Huddleston and Robin Coney. Show notes and guest info can be found on our website, careerchats.show. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love you to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. Until next time, stay curious.